Hey peeps, what's going on? It's Josh, and listen, can you hear that pug? Don't act like you weren't just wheezing like a 97-year-old man. Are you happy though? You're a good boy. Oh. He drooled on me. So the boys and I have just gone to not one but two PARKs. Don't you look at me like that. You don't know how to spell. So it was a good day. We're supposed to go to the park today, but we're going to reschedule that because a couple of our party members couldn't make it. So we're going to reschedule for a different day. And I realized that sometimes God gives you, or the universe gives you, what you're meant to have anyway, even when you didn't ask for it, because I needed today. And so far, I have been lazy and cuddled with the boys, and then we went to the park, and then we went... Damn it. Don't look at me like that. We already went to 2. I'm not doing another one. Is he still looking at me? Are you okay? Marv? You okay? And then I realized, I haven't made a video since I went to my first therapy appointment, and I wanted to. You can see Pete right there. And so I wanted to talk briefly about it. It's not going to be a very long video. But it was good. All we really got into so far is my history. And even getting into that, I found it to be kind of difficult. Not because, I don't even know. I want to give disclaimers my life wasn't that bad, whatever, things happened. But, mainly because I feel like rehashing your history is always difficult. I don't feel like that's crazy or hard to understand. If anybody else told me that, I'd be like, well, yeah, it makes sense. But, giving yourself that same grace that you give others, for me, is difficult. Okay, well, you can kind of see the pug. Not really, but kind of. Anyway, I'm literally driving through, I'm not even on the highway yet. I think this is still technically considered private property. So that's why I'm kind of looking. Anyway, so, the therapist that I the therapist that I got is not the original one that I wanted to see, for a couple, mainly one reason, and that someone that I know already goes to her. And so I was like, I don't want it to be, weird or whatever, but she ended up being the one who was available, and I was like, alright, well, I guess this is meant to be. And it totally was. Because her personality is exactly, I don't know, it's perfect. It's exactly what I need, I feel like. And I feel like she's going to be able to help me quite a bit. Just kind of process, move on with things, and move in a better direction. And, yeah. So, it ended up being okay, even though I was freaking out beforehand. I don't know why I get as anxious as I do about certain things. Because logically, I know that it doesn't make sense, and I know that there's not a whole lot of value to being that scared over something. And then you put me in that situation, and I'm like, I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. But it's fine. And then, just this past week, I got to hang out with some new friends, and they are awesome, and I was super, super happy. It was a really fun time. There was something else I wanted to talk about, and it just went out of my head. Holy moly, that is a big cab on that truck. If there were a way, I would show you, but, there's not a way to safely and legally do that. Excuse me, I just hiccuped. I'm choking in my soul. It's fine. Whew. There have been a couple of you who have messaged me and said that you were happy that I was making content again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for still being around. When I say guys, I don't mean the gender. I mean just you peeps. which is, I think, why I originally started saying peeps, because it didn't have a gender. But yeah, no, I thank you for still being around, because it makes me happy that, you know, my videos still reach people. Oh, that's a lot of vibration. I don't know why you're flying up on my bumper. I'm doing the speed limit. You ain't, so you can go around me. Obnoxious. He like zoomed up. You guys might have been able to see him. Actually, I can't tell. But basically, yeah, that makes me happy that you guys are still around and watching. And not that I need you to reach out to me and let me know that. I don't want you to ever feel like it's expected, or somehow I won't be happy making content without that. That's not the fact. It's just nice. Did you get overheated? I think you might have actually gotten overheated. The other day I walked him for a little while, and he it was way too hot for him, and he just got overheated, and so that was not good. Marv, we gotta go on a diet. You're smiling because you don't know what diet means. He looked up and was like, chicken? Actually, technically, that is part of my diet. When I'm on plan. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Oh, goodness. It's Weight Watchers that I follow, because it really works for me. And I can still have, like, sweet treats that are within the points. And so that's what I do. I'm getting ready to go back on plan, y'all. It's just been hard. And I know I need to, not because of any specific reason, but because I don't want to continue to get more and more unhealthy. Less and less healthy? More and more unhealthy? I don't know. I know less and less healthy is English. Don't know about more and more unhealthy. I'm going to put my Duo... I said English and it made me think. I've been learning Spanish on Duolingo, because that's the language that makes the most sense for what I would use. And also, it's interesting. My work has taught me a lot about the ignorance of people in the United States and the beauty of people in the United States. And I had an interaction with one of the people that I work with, who is just an amazing person. And I was like, I feel like such an uncultured swine whenever someone calls and I don't speak Spanish. I can't help them, and I feel terrible about it. Like, I literally feel guilty. Because there's too many people that are like, you're in our country, speak the language. I just don't agree with that. I believe that this country belongs to all of us, and that we should all endeavor to understand each other. And so I just feel like it makes the most sense for me to start learning Spanish, because I know a little bit. What is that? Un poquito? I don't know if that's the right word. Hopefully I didn't just curse at you. I don't even know I know some of the cuss words, but I don't know many of them, because, yeah. What are we doing over here? Y'all are just chilling? I'm gonna go. I just leaned real close into your faces. Sorry. Why are you... It's that serious? You were behind me. Stay your ass behind me so I can get into the correct lane, and then you can zoom in your own lane instead of wasting all the gas. I just don't. Some people are just obnoxious. But yeah, so I'm going to move you over just a little bit because you can't see Marv anyway. But I don't know. Like, so for me, it would be nice when I do get a customer on my line to be able to interact with them at least enough to get them to a Spanish-speaking representative, or at least get their callback number, or, you know, I don't, you know, I just don't want to feel like, oh, well, it's their job to be able to speak my language. I think that's a very uncool way of doing and living and being, and I don't want to do or be or live that way. I want to be inclusive of others around me, because and we've all got something that makes us other, or that makes us not the norm. we are all outsiders in some way, whether it's significant or not. And I don't think that we should be. I don't think that there should be this huge, like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the answer is, but I know what it's not. And being exclusive and being, and just separating people just doesn't seem to ever help us as a culture. And so I kind of want to step away from that. Anyway, and I've really been enjoying it. So on Duolingo, I'm going to put my Duolingo thing down below, because now they've started where you have this competition where you can be gold, bronze, silver, whatever, something. And it motivates me more than just wanting to not be an uncultured swine. Because apparently I need more motivation than just, you know, not being an uncultured swine. Anyway, so, but if you guys want to kind of jump in and do the thing, I would love to have some friends on there, because that would be fun. I think it's just Josh M. Gatlin, but I can't remember. I've had it set up for a while. First I was doing Italian when Maggie and I were planning on honeymooning at some point in Italy, and then I switched over to Hindi? That's how much I learned. But I switched over to that because I was like, well, at some point, you know, if we're gonna have kids, I want to know the language of part of their heritage, or at least know some of it, because Maggie has an aunt who speaks, I believe it's Hindi? I can't remember, please forgive me, but she speaks that to her child, and it's the cutest thing ever, and I love it. But with that, you know, my path changing, I'm thinking, like, forward, like, what makes the most sense for me, and I really feel like it's Spanish. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, one of my coworkers, this dear soul, was like, thank you for doing that. And it made me stop and think, like, why would she thank me? And I'm like, it's not the norm for people to be accepting and loving and to want to understand others. And I'm not trying to, like, it sounds like I'm trying to toot my own horn. I'm not. It's just simply, oh, there's people up there with dogs. Don't be a jerk. It made me sad for my coworker, for my friend, but it made me happy that I'm doing something that's good. But ultimately, I was just like, that's sad. But that's not the norm. I feel like we should all just become bilingual. I mean, that's not going to happen, but wouldn't it be nice if we all spoke Spanish and English? Somebody on Facebook today posted, it's so disrespectful for someone to speak their native language in front of me when I only speak English. And I was like, it's actually not disrespectful at all. If they're not having a conversation with you, you don't have... Marv, come. Marv, come. Sit. You, sit. I just stopped and waited because I didn't want to be a distraction when there were a couple of dogs walking past another dog. I don't want to cause any additional tension. Anyway, so that's just a couple of things that have been going on with me. Watch me try to parallel park with nothing behind or in front of me, and I still won't be close to the curb. I can parallel park a 70-foot vehicle. Kind of. Mostly. Like when I had to do it, I did really well. No problems. But get me in a car. Can't do it. Can't do it at all. One of their dogs got loose. Anyway, so that was our adventure for today, right, Marv? Oh, wait. E-brake. Shushu, why do you stink so bad? You need a bath. Tell the peeps why you stink. I got poop all over myself when I was at the park. I usually keep his butt furs trimmed around his little butthole. And I didn't do that yet this week. And I paid for it. So, guess who's getting a bath tonight? Both of them, actually. You stink. Why are you farting so much? Anyway, guys, I hope that you're all well. It was a really nice weekend. And then next weekend, we've got a game night, which is going to be super fun. And then, I don't remember because I can't see my calendar. And if it's not on my calendar, I don't know what's happening. So, that's the thing. I hope that you are all well. I hope that you did something nice for your weekend, for yourself this weekend. And if you didn't, it's not too late. You could still do that. I was looking at myself and I hate it when I do that. But, yeah. As for me and the boys, we're going to go and watch some Stranger Things after you get a bath, because you're dirty. So if you're watching this, know that I very much care about you, and I hope that you're well. And whatever you're going through, whatever's happening in your life, you're really not alone. And we really aren't as divided as others and even ourselves would have us believe sometimes. You're no different from the people that live around you, from the people that live across the country. We all have things in common that bring us together and link us if we want to be linked and brought together. And just know that every time I make these videos, I try to include a portion where I send you energy. And this one is no different. It's kind of a little pocket of energy. My teacher taught me that for Reiki. If you're interested in it, all you have to do is think, I accept the positive energy that exists in the world for me, or I accept the positive energy that Josh is sending, or however you want to do it. But know that you have my love and light, and I wish you happiness and health and safety and security and an abundance of all of those. Much love. Peace out.